It's been me, but play a little music, some jazz music. Y'all ain't gonna hear it, but just something to get me in the groove. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I'm gonna put a little comic on because, yeah, y'all know how it be when you do your skincare, your lips be a little dry. I don't always use comics, but I ain't gonna lie, I am one of the girls that do like it. I am keeping them in business. Also like this one from the Beauty Supply, but I also love like the burn from my Carmex. I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something. So we about to mix this in this little jar. This got apple cider vinegar and water in it. I didn't only do apple cider vinegar because last time my face was on fire, and I'm gonna be talking to y'all, so I don't want my face to be on fire. Ooh, whoa, I knew that was gonna happen. It's okay, I can clean it up. I'm just mixing it in here. That wasn't too much. But yeah, how have you guys been? There's been a lot going on in this last year that I have been on my little hiatus. Yes, I'm using you're looking right. I'm using a brush, a makeup brush. I just wanted to get on here and talk about everything that's been going on. It's honestly too much to even mention everything in this video. Some good, some not the best, but you know, that's life. We're not always run into things in life. There's a lot of things I could talk about right now, but let's just start with the basics. As most of you know, or some don't know, I'm 23 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I have been through a lot of phases of my channel, but I do want to actually try my best this time. It's something that I've always wanted to do, but you know, sometimes life can be a lot, and unfortunately I'm not one of those people. But I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not one of those people that can just push through no matter what. No, if I'm going through something, I'm putting the camera down. I'm putting the camera down, and yeah, and unfortunately I've been going through something the past few years of my life. So yeah, that's been that. But I just want to get into a few things, a few major changes that have been happening in my life. First and foremost, I kind of just want to get into like just how I've been doing. I moved 6 months ago. Honestly, that was a great move. It was stressful, very stressful, just from, it's a long story, but long story short, it's just like, initially it was hard and it was a lot going on, but towards the end of it, you could see nothing but God's hand in my life. And I'm just so grateful for that, because you know, like, sometimes we try to do things on our own, but at some point you kind of have to realize that like you can't, you know what I'm saying, you have to surrender, because you come to a point where you can't call anyone except for God. And it's not funny, but it's just like, the funny part is like we really do try to do it on our own, you know. But yeah, I've been going through a lot, as we see. Like, I'm in a different space. I look different. New surroundings, new tattoos, new friends, new church, all of the above. It's kind of a nice consistency, but I think I want it a little bit thicker. New everything, and I think it's a blessing, to be honest, because a year ago I was in such a hard place. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was in a very, like, I thought I was doing good because I had money, but that just because you have money doesn't mean you're happy. It may be certain things you don't have to stress about, but there's other things that come into play, is what I realized. So yeah, I kind of want to let this sit for a minute, and while it's sitting, I'll talk to y'all. Yeah, while it's sitting, I'll talk to y'all, because it's gonna think it up some more once it sits for a little bit. But yeah, I made a little list. So as we can see, I have gained a little weight with the year. So much comes into play with that, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been going through a lot, and and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard for me to be transparent right now, but I feel like a part of me not even being on YouTube is that I didn't feel like I could be transparent because of many reasons. But I'm kind of getting to the point in life and at the age where like I can't worry about what others may think of me, what others may see of me, things like that. And this is a passion of mine, and one thing that always held me back from being consistent was that I couldn't really be truly who I am. And so yeah, with that being said, that's part of why I quit last year. I was going through a lot, going through another move at the time, and yeah, I moved twice in a year. It's been a lot going on, y'all. But yeah, that's part of why I stopped, because there were certain things I was doing, and this is all going to tie back around to my weight gain. There were certain things I was doing that I just not necessarily was ashamed of, but it was like I had to do what I had to do. And with that being said, I was already drinking. Yes, that's the part of my weight gain, because I've been drinking. You know, am I drinking some wine right now? Yes, but right now I only drink wine. I'm not drinking no hard liquor until my birthday, which is September 7th. But I don't drink hard liquor, and even with wine, I only drink like healthier wines. And I did ask ChatGPT. Yes, I'm a ChatGPT advocate around here. Yes, I am. I asked her for some healthy wines, and I only drink it maybe once or twice a week. I cannot do it every day anymore. Literally, I felt the wear and tear on my body. I felt it. I felt it. And I just couldn't continue to do that to myself. I woke up feeling bad every day, and it didn't do anything but numb the pain. But what I was doing at the time kind of required me to do that. Now, that's kind of like, I don't want to say required, but it made me feel better about what I was doing. And I will make a totally separate video about that. But just to give a little bit of context right now, I was working in the nightlife in Atlanta. And yeah, it was an experience, I must say. But I don't really want to get into that too much right now. My main point is that that's a part of my weight gain. Stress was a part of my weight gain. Drinking, yes, eating, but my eating habits didn't really change. I'm not gonna lie, and just to be transparent, I am struggling with it really bad. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to get my weight down, and I don't think I'm huge, but I also deal with body dysmorphia. Obviously I have like certain insecurities and things like that. So and I'm finally getting to the point where it's like I don't need to try to change to fit anyone's standards. I need to change to be healthier, which I have. I haven't drank hard liquor in a minute, other than this past weekend. I had like a shot or two, but before that, and I don't go out like that, but before that, I'm telling y'all, it wasn't like that. But yeah, I think that I was trying to just mask a lot of the pain I've been through in the last few years. I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of a hard conversation. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been trying to mask the pain the past few years because I have been through so much in my 20s. Financial stress, relationship stress, spiritual stress, just all of the above. And I ain't gonna lie, it started when I started to like not be close to God anymore. I think that's why I'm really trying to like get back to him. Because I remember it was the night that I first started drinking because I was sad. It was like 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago. It's a long story. We'll get into it another time. But basically, I was going through some things with my religious organization at the time. I'm sure a lot of you know I used to be married, and basically I was removed from that organization. It's a long story, but I remember I was talking to some people from within it at the time, and I just needed help. I was so scared. I was so desperate. How old was I? I was 21. I'm 23 now, about to be 24 in a month and a half. And I remember that night they were just like, don't call us for nothing. Don't call us for nothing unless you want to come back. And I remember that night, like, literally broke my heart into shambles, because you have to keep in mind, like, that was everything, basically. I had moved because the people I stayed with was in that, was in it. My mom, my brother, I had lost, like, everything. And the night that was told to me, I just remember I cried so bad. And I had vodka at home. I was at Walmart or something, and I was talking to them. Around the corner, went home. I was working at Texas Roadhouse. I didn't have no job, no nothing, running low on my savings. And I just started drinking because that was only going to make me feel better. Then I moved after that, was still drinking kind of heavy to mask the pain, because I was in a very emotionally abusive relationship at the time. It was just so, like, looking back, I went through so much to be young. And then a year ago, I started working in nightlife. Now, I was working at the airport for a little bit, but a year ago, I was working I picked up an extra job because there was something going on and I needed my money to pay my bills. So we'd go from the airport, go straight to the club, start making money. And that required me to be drunk. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I'm finna sip some wine out, because I'm not gonna lie, like, the thing about me being here is, this is like my diary, me seeing my progress and holding myself accountable. My bad, I'm just looking at this. Me holding myself accountable, but I know I haven't drank in a few days. So with that being said, I'm gonna have me a sip of wine. That required me to be, it didn't require it, but it's like I didn't feel right if I wasn't. And like I said, I'll get into exactly what I was doing another time and things like that. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but it's like when you're in that type of environment, it's everywhere. People offering shots, buying shots, you buying shots. Like, so yeah. And like I said, we'll get into that another time. But I kind of just found myself going into a rabbit hole. But I will say this, where I am now in life, it made me so much more grateful for where I am now. And it made me appreciate God so much more, because I think at the time, I was at church one day and the pastor was like, you don't even realize it, but you're angry with God. And I think that was a fear of mine, you know, because that, to me, that's not something that's possible. But like, now that I'm looking back, but I was too afraid to admit it, because it's like I grew up believing that, what do you mean you're angry with God? He's done A, B, C, D, E, F, G for you. So in my head, that doesn't exist. But the pastor said that, and he was like, you know, you're angry with him because you don't understand why certain things happen to you, which is true. But until he said that, I never really realized it until he said that. But that just I feel like that kind of broke a barrier with me and my relationship, my spiritual relationship, because anytime I did try to draw back close to him, I was like scared, or I kind of felt like a barrier in my heart. I'm now, keep in mind, through all this, I'm still praying, still doing this and the other, still doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm not really reading my Bible like that, but still like trying. In my head at the time is depending on him. But when he said that, it just kind of like was like, man, like, you're 100% right. Like, and I never realized it. And I think that's kind of what kind of like made my drinking problem worse too, because it was like I knew I felt the way, but I just could never admit that I felt the way, because I felt like I viewed God like almost like my parents. How can you say you're mad at me when I do ABC? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally how it felt. So yeah, that broke a barrier for me. But there's just been a lot going on. But where I am right now, like I was saying, I'm so grateful for God's grace, God's mercy, him providing for me, and all of the above. I have a new place, like y'all see, new surroundings. I do see myself trying. I'm very hard on myself because I have so much that I need to do that kind of like swarmed me the last few years. But I feel like I can get back to, not even back to, I can continue to progress because there's no point in life. I'm not gonna lie, there's no point in life, in my life, that I've gone through that I want to say I want to get back to. I only want to elevate from where I am right now. There's no point in my life that I want to say, oh, I wish I could go. No. And I might say, oh, I wish I had this amount of coin, but it ain't that deep. Because I bet I can touch some more. By the grace of God, of course. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I only want to continue to elevate and be, you know, a better version of myself. My bad, y'all. I'm about to apply this stuff on my face. I didn't do it as thick as I usually do this time. But yeah, I just ordered this new iPad, y'all, and I really want to get better as far as, I just want to do better about like being more organized, honestly. That's kind of why I bought it too. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, it's cold. Ooh, I can't talk. I don't even remember what I was just saying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's that cold. Yeah, I want to be more organized. You apply like foundation. I want to be more organized. That's why I bought the iPad. Okay, guys. I want to be more organized. I want to be more intentional about doing my Bible studies, things like that. But even with what happened when I was 21 and I was at the store and I went home and drank, one thing I've really had to pound into my like heart and mind is that you cannot put man's imperfection on God, because God is perfect. And I'm not saying what they did was right by any means, because there's more to that story, and I'll probably do a story time on it one day. But by any means am I saying what they did was right, but you cannot put that on God. And that's just what I've learned. And honestly, I'm still learning, because sometimes I go to church and I have to pray to God to open up my heart and my mind, so I won't feel distant from him. So yeah, that's really kind of like the gist of what's been going on. I still have a lot of things to handle, to be honest. But ain't it, as an adult, it's like, dang, we the new adults. It's little. When my mama used to say, it's always something, I didn't believe her. When I tell you, because it's like, as soon as you check something off your list, big or small, something can literally show up hours later. You can check something off at by 12 p.m. in the afternoon. By 4, something else done happened. I'm tired, but by the strength of God, we still making it. Amen, amen, amen. Now this gonna start to dry out in a minute. Did I put it on my lip now? This gonna start to dry out in a minute. And with that being said, I wish I could put on the other side, but I can't because my nose ring. With that being said, I'm gonna have to stop talking because my face gonna be dry. My face gonna be a little too dry. I do like to make it a little thick, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just cover my eyebrows, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah. Hold on. Thumbnail. But yeah, y'all, to this drama, I keep talking. Yeah. It's just been a lot, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm just grateful to God for everything I have. Really this Sunday, with this past vlog, I don't know if I'm gonna release it before or after this, but you'll see if you haven't seen yet. Church was literally about being grateful, and I'm just crying in the corner by myself. Because like I said, like, I don't go to church to like associate. I actually don't talk to anybody when I go to church, because of like certain things, like I just explained, that have happened to me. So I'd rather go to church just for my relationship with God, not to associate with anyone, to be completely honest with you. But again, I'm realizing that like church is provided for that, community is provided for that, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. But it's been a long few years. It's been a long few years. And I'm not gonna lie, I just quit the nightlife. It's almost August. We're in the last week of July. It's almost August. I quit the nightlife in May. But I was going to church before that. It's just like I feel like I couldn't really reach certain goals until I quit, and praise God, that was the truth. But I will say, I was still praying to him in that club. I was still praying to him in that club. I don't know. If you need a testimony, come ask me. That's all I'm gonna say. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I am gonna make more videos. I'm still not gonna make them yet because it's just like a lot more stuff I want to do before I get into that. But my plans, to be honest, I don't really have too many plans other than to celebrate these holidays. I'm excited for Christmas and fall. That's like my happiest time of year, and I think that's also why I stopped last year, because I was afraid to like celebrate those things openly just because of how I was raised. But now I am no longer afraid. Y'all will be seeing me decorate my house. I have the past few years actually. Actually just the past the past few years I have and again I was just afraid, but I can't be afraid anymore. Like, one thing I'm just learning is like, why are you afraid of people and opinions that don't even like, not only like people and opinions that don't know you, understand you, even if they did once before, they don't anymore. So why are you allowing it to hold you back? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And that's just the simple answer. It shouldn't hold you back. So that's all my plans for right now. I do have some other things under wraps, but I can't really get into it right now. I'll just have to stay tuned, see more about my life, to be honest. The one thing about this mask is though, y'all, it make you feel like you got like a lip injection, because your face gets so dry. You see it's drying out, but your face gets so dry that like you gotta talk like this, like you got a lip injection. My bad, y'all. Also, by the way, I did shave my face except for my eyebrows because I want them to grow out just a smidge. I want them to be just a little bit thicker. But yeah, that's all the really plans I have right now. And my birthday, we go out for my birthday. Of course, I'm doing a birthday vlog. Absolutely. I'm doing a birthday vlog. Getting my lashes done, my nails done. I don't know if I'm gonna do 2 separate vlogs or one. Probably just one, to be honest. I don't need to do all that extra stuff. But you know what? I might do 2 different ones just to get some content. You know what I'm saying? Separate my content. But I do plan to be here as often as possible. Y'all probably don't see this super late because what I'm doing is I'm trying to get ahead of schedule. So do at least like a few videos before I actually post one. So that by the time I actually post, I'm ahead. And the videos I'm filming, y'all will see like a little bit later. Not to get y'all behind, but I don't want to get behind. I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I gotta edit this video and get out of it. I have a job. I have responsibilities. I will be up all night trying to do that. So with that being said, I'm trying to do what's easier for me and just like do a few so that when I do start posting, I'm already ahead of the game. All I do is post that one, and the ones I'm editing, I already got 3 lined up before. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. So hopefully we're back for good this time. I hope. Let's pray that I am. But yeah, I'm gonna let this continue drying because it's starting to get so tight that it's getting a little hard for me to talk. Usually y'all start, I couldn't even laugh. So I'll go pour y'all a glass of wine. I'm gonna give it just a few minutes. And yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. So we're back. It's probably been like 20 minutes. I had to go do some stuff downstairs. Yes, I look ashy, but we finna fix that. So first we're gonna go in with theirs. You're kind of gonna pat this into your face, and trust me on this, I went to school for this. After a mask, you do want to, again, yes, this is the next time I'm doing this, but you want to bring your pH down to its natural level. So that's what this does. And then, so aloe vera. Now me, I have combination skin, so I use something that's gonna moisturize and hydrate my skin. This is for when my skin is dry, the parts of my face that are dry. The oil, wait, I take that back. The oil is for the parts of my skin that is dry. This is for the parts of my skin that is oily, so I use both, to be honest. Everybody doesn't have combination skin. You can have combination or one or the other. I use something with both because, again, my skin is oily and dry. My forehead dry, my nose be oily. So, yeah. Make sure you go somewhere to see like what kind of skin you have. I went to school for this. That's how I know what I have. But you make sure, because if you have oily, you want to make sure you have something that's just gonna hydrate and not make your face more oily. If you have dry, you want to get some oil. So yeah, it's just Target brand, obviously nothing special. And then I'm going in with some vitamin C oil to mix with that. And then yeah, I put that on my face. Honestly, the main place on my face that is oily is just my nose mainly, like and right up in here. The rest of my face isn't really too oily, I'm not gonna lie. It's just my nose. Sorry, this is very cooling too. The aloe just like is a real cooling effect. But yeah, that's that, guys. But yeah, y'all, that's the video. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, that's the video, y'all. It's nice to be back. I'm happy to be with you guys again. I really want to take y'all on this rejuvenating journey with me to get back to, not even get back to elevate myself. I don't want to get back to anything. I want to continue to elevate from where I am. So I don't know if my frontal lobe is still developing, because if I was younger, I'm like, I want to get back to the, no, now I don't want to get back to nothing. I want to elevate. Boo. So yeah, y'all, this was a cute little video. I'm happy that we were able to do this sit down. If you want to ever tell me, you can always DM me. I know I'm a smaller channel, of course I'm way smaller, so if you ever want to chat, DM me. I'm not gonna lie, I don't be on my phone. I don't be on Instagram, and I don't be on my phone when I'm working, but you can still DM me. Yeah, I might drop my Pinterest in the chat, because that's really where I be the most. So if you really want to reach me, that's where you can reach me. I don't always be on Instagram, just because I take a little break from there. Everything is just too fake there for me. TikTok, I do be there, but I can't go unless like I have time, and I don't always have time. So yeah, I'm gonna drop my Pinterest in the info section, and yeah, I think that's what it's called. I don't know, but below. I'm gonna drop it below. And if you want to chat, hit me there. If it's anything negative, don't bother me. I'm like going on already. But yeah, it was good talking to y'all. I'm so glad we were able to do this video, y'all. I missed y'all. I'm so happy we're back. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna see y'all in a few days, boo, because I'm back.